Good evening, everyone. Welcome on behalf of ArtsWave to our fourth Arts for Wellness session. It's jazzed about healthy cooking. And it's a series of events that's meant to keep us hopeful and healthy throughout 2021. I want to welcome our panelists tonight, our host, Polly Campbell, food critic and food extraordinaire of Cincinnati, Carolyn Wallace, who is the co-founder of the It's Commonly Jazz Festival. And yes, you're going to hear about the festival. Also, she owns An Artful Table and The Perfect Brew. And then we have Michael Vinegar, and oh my goodness, his grilling. You're going to love it. We have Tancia Chavez, who is the owner and farmer at ETC Produce and Provisions right at Findlay Market. So she'll be joining us too. And then we have Josh Strange on the vibes. Oh, this is like one of my very favorite parts. Actually, I like most of this, but that's just so cool. A big thanks to Jackie Rowe and the team at Game Day. They had this idea, and a call out to my own team, Ryan and Andre. You guys are saving the day, and Zach is doing social, so thank you very much. So this is a series for ArtsWave donors, and we typically do this just for donors, but because of having Mercy Health as a sponsor, we're able to open it up tonight to the public. So we're thrilled that you all could join us. So ArtsWave is in the midst of the 2021 campaign. And in Cincinnati, this is the way we fund the arts. It's not through taxes or levies. It's really through all of us deciding what we're going to give every year. So we thank you for your donations last year. They truly kept the pilot lights on the arts. The arts were one of the first to close. They'll be one of the last to reopen. So this year, you are going to help restart the arts, and that's going to restart the region. So big thanks for that. So we're going to talk about the art of healthy cooking, and we also want to have that therapy that we all need after a long day. And so we thought maybe the way to really get in the mood is to start with Josh. So I'm going to turn it over to Josh to just take us through. Boy, wasn't he amazing? Every time I hear him, I just relax. And that's what we're going to do tonight. And to take us to the beginning, where we're starting our whole visit, is Polly Campbell. So, Polly, off to you.
Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm really glad to be part of this tonight. It's sort of combining two things that I really love about Cincinnati. One is, of course, our really active and famous and varied art scene here. I know I've been starving for some live performances that I'm usually used to seeing. And well, of course, I'm always starving for food. And that's another one of Cincinnati's really great attractions and strengths when you live here, is this very innovative, strong, hardworking culinary scene with all the chefs and the restaurants, the food producers, the farmers, the markets. And of course, all that, cooking is an art too. So both are so important, I think, in a city, because they have special ways of really creating connections between people, whether you're shopping at a farmer's market or a supermarket and you run into people you know, have people over for dinner, or if you run into people at an art gallery, or maybe you meet new people through those activities. And that really creates this great sense of community that we have in Cincinnati in a really enriching, dare I say, delicious way. So tonight, ArtsWave is, well, ArtsWave has offered is the fourth of these Arts for Wellness programs, which is another way of connecting around food. And tonight we're going to focus on the fresh, healthy local ingredients. Carolyn and Michael are going to be creating a beautiful meal that would be another perfect way to connect with people in your backyard, or now even inside. So in doing it, they show you how to relax while you do it too, because cooking can be relaxing, and these two really do it in a really easygoing style. So Carolyn, somebody I've known for a long time, she's been around for quite a while with her cooking. She also really is a person who connects up the arts with food. She is one of the founders of It's Commonly Jazz Festival, and she's a longtime owner of An Artful Table and a Perfect Brew, which focus on vibrant, healthy food, I think it's fair to say. And Chef Michael Vinegar teams up with her to cook a meal at Findlay Market. And we'll also be talking in the course of this to farmer Tancia Chavez, who owns one of the newer stalls at the market, ETC Provisions and Produce. So, but before we get started on shopping and cooking, I wanted to ask you, Carolyn, about that vibraphonist and about, I think he's going to be appearing at this year's It's Commonly Jazz series?
Yes, Josh Strange. He's pretty awesome. He's a multi-dimensional musician. Not only does he play the vibraphones, but he plays the piano and the bass and the drums and guitar. And he actually has a program for young adults in drumming. So he was on our lineup last year as a guest with a major player, the Mike Wade Quintet, and he was so good. I said, I've got to get him. And I have to tell you, it makes me feel really good when I can bring in the next generation and headline them. It just means that we're keeping something that we're trying to do alive and ongoing for another 35 years. That's how long I've been doing this comedy jazz. It'll be going to its 36th year. And I am so happy to say that it's back. Last year we went virtual and we had fun doing it. We found a new way to deal with the pandemic, but everybody that I ran into said, you got to bring that back. And so when our governor said it was okay, we went right after it. And so we're looking forward to it. Good music.
Yeah. Oh, that's really awesome. 35 years. That's really quite a record.
Yeah. Age, I didn't start when I was 12.
Yeah, right. I know.
And speaking of that, when I said didn't start when I was 12, the person who opens up our concert is Dr. William Menafield. And he actually came into my office when I used to manage Slipton and said, can I play on that It's Commonly Jazz lineup? And he's now a doctor in his field.
Yeah.
And bringing him back into town to play.
Oh, that's
And
great.
the theme this year is I feel good. And that's what we all were going through.
Oh, gosh, yes, I know. I'm starting to feel a lot better. Well, let's start with our meal tonight. And the first thing is to go shopping, I think. Yeah, so we have a video of you two just shopping in Findlay, one of the most fun places to shop. So let's take a look at it. And while we're watching it, if you have questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat, people. We can answer them later.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter famous.
Okay, so that's looks familiar to a lot of us who shop at Findlay. What did you like about shopping at Findlay? Why did you two decide to why would you go there instead of a supermarket?
I'm going to first say I started going to Findlay Market with my mom when I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my age. That was 61 years ago. So
yeah.
I've been shopping at Findlay for a while. But,
yeah, I'm sure it's changed over the years.
Yeah, when we talk about that is the relationship between the vendors and the customer, and just the people who are usually there to do something exciting. They come to Findlay Market not only to buy their staples, but to buy something usually that's going to be different. They're going to get things and all that.
Yeah.
So, Michael,
It's certainly a great place if you're going to, I know you bought a lot of meat when you were there for what we're going to do today. So what are some of the great places to buy meat, and what's the attraction of buying meat at Findlay?
The best thing about buying meat at Findlay Market is that they have close relationships with the people that grow the meat. The farms that surround town in Ohio, in Indiana, in Kentucky, they have close relationships with these farms, and the process is organic, usually organic.
Yeah.
So you get a way higher quality product when you go to Findlay Market. For instance, when you go to Eckland, you can get Segura beef.
Yeah.
It's a Wagyu grade American beef, but
and that's from Ohio. I know the Sakura. I know that's really caught on. People just love that.
It's up in Ohio, but you can get it down in Eckland,
Yeah.
It's the best beef, so I figured I had to grill the best beef.
Absolutely. And I saw you took advantage of Colonel D's.
Colonel D's.
Yeah. What'd you buy there for this?
Colonel D's is excellent because they have a spice blend for everything. And the healthy part about it is most of the spice blends don't have salt.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a lot of flavor, and then you can control your salt level.
Yeah. And you get a small amount of something if it.
Right. You go to a grocery store and you get one of those spice mixtures they usually have.
Yeah. Or you buy 5 years worth of mace or something and you never see it again. So that's a great thing about it.
Hollywood, I would challenge folks is like when you go to Findlay Market, and that's what we did, we showed them what we had purchased and said, so what kind of spices would be good with these items?
Exactly.
Try that in some of your grocery stores.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's when we talk about community, that can really feel great at Findlay. Yeah. If they're not too busy, you can really have some great conversations with the vendors.
Yeah, that's the point about Findlay is that the vendors actually like are almost experts in what generational, like an LK, he was a third generation software.
Yeah.
Eckland, he's like third or fourth.
I think they've been there since the beginning. Yeah.
Eckland's been there since Findlay Market started. Neil Lucas is there. They they got the fish too. It's a lot of heritage and history at Findlay Market. And to support the local market actually is it's self-sustainability out in the nation. That's what we do. We support ourselves. We show that we support our own economy. I support our own economy, learn what our economy is.
I know. It's a good feeling. It takes a little longer, but it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So one place you could stop at Findlay is at Tancia's at ETC Produce and Provisions, right? And it's a fairly new one. I bought some really red strawberries there last week. I couldn't resist them. So tell me a little bit about your store and what you sell there.
We sell produce and provisions, mostly local. It's really fantastic because just like what you guys are talking about, the relationships with the farmers, the relationship with the vendors. Those strawberries happen to come from Van Meter Family Farm, just south of Louisville, Kentucky. Being able to pull in everything great that the Ohio River Valley has and really bring it into one spot for you. I saw that they got some ETC lettuce that my husband, the farmer, grew right in Felicity, Ohio, which is only 33 miles up the river, which is pretty fantastic. Mm-hmm. The parsley came from another local farm. Just getting to know, just like you were saying, those relationships with the farmers and, being able to say, Fox Hill Farm Louise and Root House Mike, all the farmers and all the farmers' names. It really gets people excited about the food and what they're eating.
So it's kind of like a farmer's market in one place all week.
You got it.
Right. So small selections of what you might get. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I got some of your lettuce too last week.
It's, sometimes we're not able to make it to the farmer's market just on the weekends. And I used to be in the restaurant industry and I worked every single weekend. So we wanted to be able to make it for everybody all the time, 6 days a week at Findlay Market.
Yeah, so that's great. That's great. Well, let's see. I think, Kathy, you have, going to bring you back on.
Yeah, hi, Polly. So we've got some great dialogue going on in the chat. And I just encourage everybody to ask their questions because that was quite a shopping visit. So a big shout out to Karen Bankston who says, very nice. She liked the shopping trip. And Movie Spencer said he had someone has some great hummus. So anyway, he noticed that. So maybe you could talk a little bit about the hummus.
Hummus.
Yeah.
Well, I know they have great hummus.
But we didn't.
I made hummus.
Okay.
Who is that? Mr. Myers? Did you say Myers? Did you say Mr. Myers? Did you say Myers? What was his name?
Movie Spencer.
Movie Spencer. Well, I do make hummus though, and I make some bomb hummus, by the way. I'm not.
You can buy good hummus at Dean's, definitely.
Yeah.
Tell him to give us his government name, and then I might know who he is.
Okay, maybe he'll do that the next round. So then we've got here Peg. She's getting her jicama and her eggplant and her sourdough going, but she loved the vibes to do that. So she's very thankful.
It'd be fun to shop by those.
Vibrations. No. Oh, libations.
And then also here, Peg also says a second question. She's kind of curious what you're going to do with that eggplant. So.
Oh, well, that's going to be in the video coming up. So.
Yeah, Miss Curlin got something good for that though. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it on the questions for now, all.
Well, we've got the ingredients all together, and we can now cook them. So let's look at the video that we made last week of getting these all turned into something delicious.
We are ready, to start
Miss Shirley.
cooking.
We ready to start grilling.
Yeah.
The grill is hot. We ready. We ready.
Yeah. For me on cooking, it's about an attitude. It's about how you approach it. And when you got the right attitude, you got the right music, the right setting, and today we're here at Findlay Market. What a great place.
I mean, it's beautiful out here. You know, in Cincinnati, you don't know what you're going to get when it comes to the weather. It's like a box of chocolates. But, you know, it's beautiful today, and we got the heat right here, so the cold air don't bother us.
Okay. We're warm on this side.
Warm on this side.
So I'm going to let you do most of the cooking. I'm just sort of coordinating today, and I kind of like that.
Well, you know, my business is called Burning with Style anyway, you know what I'm saying? So flame on, you know.
All right, so what are you getting at first?
So first off, we got our lamb chop right here.
Oh my God.
We marinated the lamb in Greek yogurt and ras halnout. It's like an Egyptian, what is it called? Mediterranean night spice. It's very, very beautiful. And yeah, we're gonna grill these off. First, we're gonna grill it whole to get some grill marks on it. Then we're gonna bring it off, let it rest, and then we're gonna slice it down and finish it off individually.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
So while you're doing that, I'm gonna talk about these salads. You know, I figure, I have this thing that says, you don't have to know everything or do everything. You know, when you find out the folks who can. And so here at Findlay Market, there's a great spot. And we're going to do a Greek salad, which is going to go really good, Michael, I think, with your lamb chops.
Greek salad?
Yeah. And then there's a coleslaw that they're doing here on the market with blue cheese in it. And the presentation for it would be in a cabbage. So you can make things look really, really good. And also, don't tell anybody, and they'll think you really worked hard to make all this happen.
Okay, so before I throw this on, I wanted to show it to you because since Ras El Hanout doesn't have salt in it, I had to come up with a nice salt blend. So I found Holy Smoke at Colonel D's, and you know that we're gonna use Holy Smoke as our salt for today. It's got like a smoky flavor, and then it's got the garlic, and it's got onion, and it's got pepper, and it's beautiful.
Get it on this grill. I'm ready to eat. He's just talking about it. All right. Well, for me, I've been coming to Findlay Market since I was 7 years old. And I know my mom is just having a good time realizing that I'm behind the stand here talking about Findlay Market. We've got a lot of cooking to do. So what else is going on? What else are you getting ready to put on the grill?
With the lamb chops, we got some nice chicken breast here.
Okay.
These chicken breasts came from the Country Company. They actually specialize in Amish chicken breasts, so no preservatives, no antibiotics. The chicken had a good life for, you know, for as long as life it could have. But yeah, we got these babies. We got them oiled up and we got them French curried up with a little parsley.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with some garlic oil and then we're gonna grill them.
Okay.
All right.
And the garlic oil we got here at the market on our shopping, right?
Yeah, this garlic oil, it's a pretty good garlic. It's pretty good oil. It's infused with a lot of different herbs and spices, and especially garlic. So whenever you're dealing with meat, garlic is always the answer. Garlic, you know, garlic and onions. You can't go wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. For me, when I cook, I like to set an atmosphere, and so music is important. I like to play jazz, and you know, for me in the summertime, jazz is really a big thing because it's commonly jazz. We usually set an atmosphere for people, and I feel that music brings together folks, and so does good food. And I'm so glad, Michael, you and Felix are here to help make me look good. So chicken's next.
Chicken breast going on the grill. And then, you notice we kept the skin on these babies. We kept the skin on because we're grilling them, and chicken breasts tend to get dry. And the skin has all the fat in it, and that's gonna protect the meat from drying out and add a lot of flavor.
And so you put the skin down, okay.
You always go skin down first because you want to sear the skin. You don't want it to shrivel up and, you know, then it be all loose and stuff. So you want the skin to sear to the meat, kind of stick to it, and then it creates like a barrier from the heat to protect it.
Okay.
All right.
When I said about setting an attitude in your environment, I think there's certain things that make it fun to cook. And so for me, I'm always telling people, if there's someone in your family that you love what they cook, at some point tell them to give you one of those bowls or one of those spoons that they stir up the food with. And every time you cook, you'll think of them. So today I'm putting on my sister's apron, who's no longer with us, but she's with me. And I love it because she made it out of a towel and then decorated it. So whenever I'm cooking, this is my way of bringing her in on the cooking. So what's next on the grill, Michael?
What's next? I think we're gonna go with the pork chops. No, let's not go pork. Let's go beef first.
Uh-oh, that's that really good beef you got from.
Oh, it's that real good beef right here. We got, this is like the best beef ever. Can we get a close up of that beef? Look at that beef right there. Talking about it's marble, like, you know. Remember you played marbles as a kid? Yeah, marble. That's where all the flavor is. It's locked in there. And when it comes to a steak like this, you don't do too much to this because you want to be able to taste the beef. You don't go marinate this. You don't go dry rub it or none of that. It's just like
let it be.
Simple. Salt, pepper, garlic, or something. So, holy smoke again.
You know what, Michael? I'm just thinking about that. When I first met you and, you know, got a chance to cook with you, you came over to my house and this was my favorite cookbook and it was called Michael. And you noticed it, and it was talking about vegetables. And Michael Anthony, your middle name, right?
Anthony.
Yeah. So this was meant to be, and we're actually cooking a salad today from the cookbook, and I did it from kohlrabi. Am I saying that right?
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi salad.
Kohlrabi salad, and then I went looking for it and realized I couldn't find it. It was out of season, and you know, we love to cook in season, so I had picked something that wasn't. And we decided to put jicama in the salad in replace of it. And like music and food, we improvise. And we put dried cherries and watermelon radishes because I cannot follow a recipe. I have to do my own thing. I gotta put my signature on the dish. So when people say make a cookbook, it's gonna be a cookbook that you have to finish the conclusion.
Create your own adventure.
Create your own adventure.
I mean, you know how matter works. Scientifically, when you look at it, it changes. That's particle theory. The same thing happens with a recipe. You see it and I see it, and we see two different things. We interpret it differently, and it's just gonna happen that way. But I like to encourage people to get familiar with their own sense of style, their own sense of flavor, their own sense of creative ability. And food is a fun way to do that. An arena of creation, if you will, you know, to find yourself.
All right. So there's no really right or wrong if you like it.
As long as you like it. I mean, when it comes to salt, there's definitely a right and a don't do it. And salt has like a real quick fall off. Like you go too far with salt, and then it's like a car about to break down on the highway, and then it's just gone. You can't come back from it. You got to start all the way over. You can't take salt out, so watch the salt.
And not necessarily healthy for you.
Not necessarily healthy for you. So, salt alternatives, I would suggest getting like maybe a sea salt that's still closer to being a mineral than the iodized salt. That's pretty much just flavor in a shaker. And even further would be pink Himalayan salt. It has like 90 essential minerals in it that the body needs. So when it comes to like high blood pressure, diabetes, all the type of stuff you get from regular salt, that's not the case with pink Himalayan. And it's way more strong, so you don't have to use as much. Well, I'm making sure I don't overcook these because it would be a sin to overcook a Wagyu steak. You don't take it over medium, ever. I don't care. You're just gonna have to eat it, man. You're gonna have to eat some bread in it, okay? You just gonna have to do it.
Okay.
You can't cook this well done. You just don't do that. You just don't do it. This one is almost medium. And this one is about to, we're gonna take this one up to medium rare. And this one up to medium, just in case somebody, you know, kind of iffy about it. But when it comes to the chicken, we gotta get chicken up to 165, period, all time.
Okay.
165 for chicken. Depending on the pork, you can serve it medium most of the time, but pork it used to be a 165 too, where you had to make sure it was all the way done.
Okay.
Because of the trichomonas and stuff used to be in pork, but somehow the farmers got trichomonas out of the pork, and you don't got to worry about that no more.
So what do you got here? This is
it's an easy thermometer for you to. You don't have to stick anything. It's just got a laser beam on it. Bam, you shoot it, and it gives you the temperature of the meat.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we had 111 right here. We had 116 over here. We looking for 165 on the chicken. We had 143, 132. Not quite. Almost. Now, when it comes to doing the steaks, though, you always pull the steak early because you got to let it rest. And when it's resting, it's going to rise up at least about 5 to 10 degrees. So you pull it early, then you let it rest. And then what they also do is it reconstitutes the juices so it don't all spread out on your plate, you know what I mean? You want the steak to be juicy, not the plate, okay?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you got some good dipping bread.
Well, even with good dipping bread, you don't want your steak to be dry.
I see you took the lamb chop off. We still got pork chops.
I took the lamb chop off because I'm gonna slice it down and then sear each two of them.
Okay. Here's something I like to do when I go to the grocery. If I see someone using a vegetable that I don't know about, I ask them, what are you gonna do with this? And I find out a lot of great recipes from folks, and folks love that, giving out instructions about what they're gonna do with the vegetable, makes them become cooks.
So while I'm touching the meat, I'm touching it, because one of the ways to check the doneness is like use your finger, so you kind of like squeeze, and then each finger gives you a different pressure, right? When you get down here, that's like well done, tightness, medium well, medium, like rare done. And you can tell when you touch the meat and when you touch this part, when you squeeze your fingers. That's another way if you don't have a thermometer, you know. And it's more of an eyeball game, you know, more of an eyeball game.
Okay.
So right now, I got a good sear on the outside. As you can see, we're still pretty raw in the middle, but we want to serve these lambs no higher than medium. So I'm just cutting them there, and I'm gonna sear this raw side. It's gonna get it up to medium real fast. That's like a shortcut, you know what I'm saying? It's a shortcut. I learned that working at the stadium when people wanted, like this lady named Miss Schaefer always wanted well-done steaks. But it took too long to cook a well-done filet the right way. It take too long. So I cheated. I started butterflying her fillets, and before you know it, she started calling me down from other kitchens to cook for her. Miss Schaefer, if you're out there, holler back. Thank you, Miss Schaefer, for believing in the kid.
Okay, so now we're putting some vegetables on the grill.
This eggplant recipe Miss Carolyn came up with. What's it called again, Miss Carolyn?
Grilled eggplant.
Grilled eggplant.
Trying to make it complicated
Yeah, you
here.
gotta get complicated.
But grilled eggplant with miso
Miso paste.
paste, yes. So we're just gonna glaze it with that.
Yeah, my miso paste right here. Here we go.
You know, basically we're usually cooking with beef, pork, lamb, chicken, but what makes it special is that we add spices and we add vegetables and things like that around it, but we're cooking with the same meat product. So when you can get creative, and as Michael said earlier, you kind of have a taste. Like I like rosemary and garlic. I have someone else that likes to put cumin in just about everything that they do. And so that's their go-to spice. And so you can make your spices what's special about what you cook.
I mean, like, think about it. Like, why is apple pie good? Like, you can't explain it. The first time you had apple pie and it was good, you was just like, what is that? And it was like apple pie, and you was like, it wasn't no mathematical equation that came up. It's like your body just honed to it. And so everybody got that different drawing. So let yours shine, and you might convince somebody that it's good, once you get the balance down.
Ah, carrots.
Carrots in the middle of it all. Hey, Miss Carolyn. Is that cool?
That's cool.
Carrots.
You know, sometimes you stick these vegetables in front of people and they don't realize that they're being almost like a vegetarian. We have the salad that we have a recipe for folks to make that's not done here on Market. Is, like I said, we did the kohlrabi was our recipe, and then we couldn't find kohlrabi, and we used jicama. And so we decided to put watermelon radishes to give it some color. And we're gonna add some cherries because I think on the recipe that it was too tart as far as with the lemon. So we're adding a little sweetness to it, but bringing it about with the cherries. We cut up the jicama and tossed it with some walnuts and some watermelon radishes, and we're gonna put it with some dried cherries, easy dressing, walnut oil, lemon juice, and some salt. Well, it's not salt.
Steak back up.
Michael,
Yes.
help me out. What are we using here?
This is holy smoke.
Holy smoke. Holy smoke is the answer to everything.
This is lemon juice. You need some oil?
I got the oil in here.
Oh, there we go. Maybe a little
Yeah.
bit more oil. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we're just gonna put it in there, mix it on up. The bread.
And I'm just gonna drizzle this over the, come on. That's a real easy salad. I call it a crunchy salad because it's got texture to it. Like I like to see lots of texture, lots of different things going on when I cook something. I don't want everything to be smooth. So even when I do cream soups, I'll cream half of the vegetables, but then I leave some of them whole so they'll be chunky. So you know what you're eating. Jicama salad with walnuts, dried cherries, watermelon radishes. Something different. And it can sit outside. So if you're doing something for a while, we don't have a cream base or dairy to add to this. With the slaw from the cabbage that you made, use the cabbage itself as a way to present your salad. And so the salad we got here from the market at the gourmet shop that has wonderful salads. We're doing the Greek salad because it's got, I think, a lot of juices to it, and it's really good with the lamb chops. So you can pair your salads with your food. So everything pairing doesn't just come down to wine or beer, although both of those are great to pair with.
So as you can see, we got all our beautiful protein here. We got the Amish chicken. We got the Segura Kobe beef, Kobe style. We got lamb chops from Australia, New Zealand. And we got some carrots, we got some eggplant, we got some pork. Gotta get some pork in Cincinnati, Porkopolis. Some exquisite sausages. And the reason we went with a wide range of stuff is because everything comes with its own package of nutrition for you. And when you get a real good variety of foods, you get the whole wheel of nutrition that nature provides. So shop around, try new things, try new recipes, dig into different cultures, and put them together. You'll see that you'll find some beautiful partnerships that you never know was there.
Yeah. That's sort of what the Perfect Brew is about. The brew is about bringing it all together, and we do that by adding different cultures and spices. You got fish still on the grill, and that fish looks good.
It's coming off with a spatula. Aha!
And we're going to start plating this. Yum. So Michael, you chose to leave the fish whole.
I chose to leave the fish whole because, like I said, my family, my ancient family is Cherokee, and they was good fishermen. So this kind of tribute to them. It's Memorial Day, memorial heritage. Find out where you're from, you know.
This came out much better than what I thought. I didn't know that grilling could be so much fun and so good. And you don't have to work that hard.
You don't have to work that hard when you got something like Findlay Market with everything you would need, you know. We didn't have to make the salads, and they had all the meats already ready for us, and the breads. They had everything you could possibly need for a barbecue. So if you stop at Findlay Market, you can grill in style like me, you know what I'm saying? Burn with style a little bit, you feel me? Me and Miss Curtin out here killing it. We killing the game. We love to cook. She's a jazzy lady. You know, I'm a young soul, and we work together. So find you an older person you can kick it with, you know, get some game from them. She give me all the game in the world, you know, and I got the new ideas, so.
And we got music too. We got music that we got to bring too.
We got music too. We got music, xylophone guy over here. About to throw some tunes out. We're going to eat with the people, and we just going to kick it, you know. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
Well, that looks good. I wish I'd been there to try it all after you cooked it. Carolyn, I just have to say, I think my favorite part is where you put your sister's apron on. I just think it's so wonderful to be able to cook with people you love in your kitchen, and that is a sign of a real cook, you know, a real from the heart cook. And I know that.
You know, I encourage, one of my cooking classes that I've done is I tell people, I said, when someone dies, or maybe it'd be nice if you do it before they die,
yeah,
you ask for a bowl that you know they whip stuff up, or you seen them make things, or spatula, or I've got a griddle from my aunt and an iron skillet, and I don't ever cook without not thinking about them.
I know. Yeah, I have a casserole of my mom's and salt and some salad bowls and things that are definitely like that. So also, it occurs to me, since this is the theme of tonight, that you really put some jazz into your cooking, don't you? You don't just follow the charts. You improvise. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I encourage people, because that salad, the jicama salad, when I looked at the recipe, I went from kohlrabi to jicama because I was looking for the vegetables.
Kohlrabi.
You wanted something crunchy. Yeah.
Yes, and I wanted a crunchy, salad. And then after I looked at the recipe, I wanted something sweet, and I wanted a little color to it. So I fried cherries.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is fun to do, that people don't put themselves in a box when they cook.
Right.
You can't bake like that, I've heard, but
yeah, it's good to learn from recipes. They know what they're doing, but then take it from there. So, and Michael, I know it's easy to grill. At least theoretically, it's easy to grill. You put the meat on the fire and you burn it, right? I am not a confident griller. One reason is that I am always terrified that I'm going to overcook it, because I hate overcooked meat, and especially that Sakura Wagyu beef you put on there. Like, you don't want that to be cooked a minute longer than it should be. So that to me is the main thing about grilling that's hard. And I know sometimes people like move it from the hot part to the cool part, but you had couple of ways to tell about when it's done. And what was that nifty looking thermometer?
The thermometer, I got that from Ashland. I borrowed that from Josh. Good looking, my brother. I was about to have the buy one because I couldn't find one. Okay, so the laser beam cannon, you know, that was a laser thermometer. So you didn't really have to inject the meat, and you really want to avoid injecting the meat when you're grilling it because you're putting
putting a hole in it.
Yeah, you're putting a hole in it. You're letting the juices out, okay?
Yeah, right.
So when you're getting that caramelization from the heat, you're getting that good heat. You're gonna ruin that process by putting a hole in it. So if you use a laser beam cannon and get the temperature, that's great.
It's like getting your temperature taken for COVID. I gotta get one of those. I bought a lot of thermometers in my time. Yeah. And you just sort of confidently put a lot of money on that grill. A whole rack of lamb and that steak and the fish.
The point of this whole demonstration were a lot of points.
Yeah.
The main point was nutrition, okay? We can cook nutritionally, and we can eat meat and still be nutritional. You know, you just gotta get quality. You gotta get quality, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't put regular gasoline in a Lamborghini, would you?
I don't put
exactly. You're going for the supreme gasoline, baby. So treat yourself that way too, because you're invaluable. You got something very, very, very unique to get to the world. We all do. And in food, you get an opportunity to explore that. You get the opportunity to let your light shine a little bit in arena that's not so. Nobody's gonna die here. You know, you might mess up some, but
but it's you can be creative, and it doesn't have to
be creative because everybody got a different palate, you know.
Yeah.
You know? You definitely want to get quality though, and that's what Findlay Market is the staple for. Is quality. They have.
You had the Amish chicken, which I've always been impressed with.
Amish, like you didn't even have to cut it. You could have just the fork and just went right through it. It was that good of a chicken. You know? Some
things you marinated and other things you didn't.
Now, I also did put a little rub on it, you know, and I got that from Colonel D's, but we did that all night, so it made it a little bit more tender. You know? And we also didn't overcook the chicken breast.
Right.
A lot of people overcook the chicken breast because they're scared that it's going to be undercooked.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
You got the laser beam cannon, you can avoid overcooking it. And then besides the fact, even though you want to hit 165 degrees with chicken all the time, regardless, you want to hit 165 with chicken. You want to pull it off a little bit early because it's going to still be hot and it's going to still keep cooking. And you want to rest so that the juices can go back inside the meat. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to cut it and all the juices spill out on the plate.
Yeah.
If you cook your chicken and then you go to serve it right away and you go to cut it, all the juice is going to come out. So
so the resting
10-minute resting period that you have before serving it is going to let it reconstitute itself.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm bad at because I'm so impatient and I want to eat it.
It's going to settle down and the flavor is going to solidify. You know, solidify then.
You know something, Polly, I thought about something when you said you're so impatient on that, because one of the stands that we didn't stop at is I like the cheese stands, and you get wonderful cheeses. So, you know, you can make that a progressive cooking.
That's true. I can eat cheese while I wait for the chicken to rest. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, like we had the jalapeno bread. You know what I'm saying? We could have cooked that a little early. We could have got some strawberries from ETC. And strawberries is banging, I must say. I got some myself. I forgot to eat them all.
Yeah, we did, and we forgot we had so much food.
Yeah. So, and the other thing you did that I thought was kind of fun when you're thinking about having this kind of meal is you got some coleslaw, that great blue cheese coleslaw from the Gourmand Group. I know that's good.
The Gourmand Group. And my classmate that went to Cincinnati State with me, that was in my group, she started that group. Okay?
Oh, cool.
Here. Y'all can do some research. They got a website, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. No, they do good salads, and that's fun. That, like you said, it's up to you to.
We took that. We went in and talked to them about salads because you don't have to work so hard. I mean, they have great salads that you can do, and while you're grilling. Really do. But we took the slaw that he made, and we took a cabbage. Got a cabbage and pulled out the cabbage, put the slaw in. I love using vegetables as a
Yeah, that's fun. So speaking of vegetables, what's coming up in season, Tansya? Is it, what will we be seeing soon? And is it anything we can grill?
Lots of asparagus. Right now we have purple asparagus and green asparagus.
Fancy.
We've been grilling the green asparagus we've had it for like 3 weeks now, so not too long.
And you like to grill it?
Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Doesn't it fall through?
No, you just put it out perpendicular.
The opposite way. Yeah. Well, yeah, duh.
And
Aren't you smart?
We have a really great purple asparagus too that you can also use for a salad. You shave it on up and it stays purple and it's fun. And a lot of people don't see purple asparagus.
No, or raw asparagus. But when it's fresh,
yeah.
That's really great. Yeah. And then so throughout the season, of course, things are going to change. Mm-hmm. What are some things you're looking forward to or be coming up? Or
radishes are coming in season right now.
Oh yeah, because Carolyn used the watermelon radishes in her salad.
Yep.
So you go have those.
And then Easter egg radishes. We have breakfast radishes coming up. Scallions just came in season, so we have purple scallions and green scallions. That's the best part about shopping local is you get all these different colors of the rainbow because it's not a normal thing in the grocery store, but we get them, and it's pretty fantastic.
And you know that those colored vegetables that whole range of colors gives you a whole range of nutrients and so on.
And they're fun to look at.
They are. So yeah, they really are. And sometimes it's disappointing. Some of them change color when you cook them, and they just turn out to be green. But I know
vegetables.
Grilled scallions are delicious.
A little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper. They do that in Spain a lot.
Yeah, or in Mexico. I've got in Mexican restaurants put them with tacos. Yeah, that's a really good thing. And then I know probably the thing that most people look forward to, of course, is tomatoes and corn. That's what drives a lot of the farmers market. But so this was a kind of a cool spring. When do you think we can expect tomatoes?
Tomatoes, we have them right now.
Oh, you do?
From App Harvest. They're indoor grown right out of Moorhead, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
They're not a August tomato by any means, but they're dang good tomatoes.
If you just can't wait to get a good,
right now. Yeah. So you'll probably be expecting tomatoes in at least another 60 days. And then corn, they just started planting corn. Corn's a 100-day crop. So you're looking at least 100 days for corn.
Yeah, that's the one you really have to wait for.
Yeah.
But there's so many other things, and that's been a great thing lately that farmers are planting a much bigger variety of things that we can buy. Yeah. So, by the way, did you grill bread when you were grilling, Michael?
We grill bread from
Did you make the bread or was that M's?
That was M's. Oh yeah, M's. They had the jalapeno bread and the regular baguette, the French baguette.
Okay, and so just grill that. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually we paired that with the olive oil from Cofina's.
Ah, yes.
I actually grilled everything on the grill had Cofina's infused olive oil. And they're good because they have so many different olive oils. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love lemon olive oil. That really makes a huge difference to a lot of dishes. I really like that.
But we just we hit them with the olive oil from Cofina's, and then we hit them with Holy Smoke.
And Holy Smoke is
a spice from that was like the best spice. That was like the most universal spice that they had. For grilling, that's the most universal spice you can get. Salt and pepper, garlic and onions. They had smoke in it. It was smoked salt. So for grilling,
so good for anything. Vegetables, the eggplant.
Anything. That's not used for salt for the whole grilling process.
Gotcha. The eggplant and lamb especially really appealed to me. I was thinking about that, how delicious that must be. And that was a yogurt marinade on the the lamb. Yeah, very traditional kind of.
Cheese, right?
From the Mediterranean store, Dean's.
We got the yogurt from Dean's, and then I always, when I did lamb, I would always use Ras El Hanout, but I would pair it with, I think it's another one. It's called Paradise.
Grains of Paradise.
Huh?
Grains of Paradise.
No, not Grains of Paradise. It was another spice that Colonel D had.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I would pair the two, but she convinced me to just use Ras El Hanout.
Yeah, it's already got a lot of spices.
Yeah, I did that and the yogurt, and then I chiffonaded some mint with it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we marinated that overnight.
Great. Well, this is really fun to talk about your philosophies of cooking and shopping, and it really has gotten me. Of course, I've been cooking a lot this year, like all of us, and it sometimes it really is. It's getting to the time of year when it doesn't take much. You can go to the farmer's market and get something really fresh and great, and that's, you're halfway there. You're more than halfway there. So thanks for sharing with us. I think the recipes are available at artswave.org. I'm looking. I think that's right. If you want to find a recipe, and if you've got some questions about cooking, grilling, about making things healthier that Carolyn could answer, please put them in the chat. You can think of those while we are going to listen to a little more vibraphone from Josh Strange. Thanks. Okay, well, I hope you've been putting questions in the chat. We're going to go to Kathy now. She's going to read the questions, and whoever therefore is going to answer them, whether they're about jazz or cooking or Findlay or anything else about ArtsWave.
Yeah, we've got all kinds of questions here. And while we were going through the last song, we were talking a little internally here, and just so everybody knows, 36th year for It's Commonly Jazz. Is that pretty cool? Yeah. And we forgot to mention, and I think it's so funny because ArtsWave donors help to fund the It's Commonly Jazz that Findlay market. So that's another thing to just put on your calendar in terms of ways that you can see It's Commonly Jazz. So here's some questions. Joseph Nortella says, and this I think would be for you, Chef Michael, what is the grilling times for lamb and chicken? And, you know, those were the two that he mentioned in particular.
Well, when it came to the lamb, the process I used, since it was a marinade, I didn't want it to be on the grill as long because it had the marinade on it. And so I seared it on both sides for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then I cut it down. I cut it down in the chops. Yeah, cut it down in the chops, and I seared both sides. Because you typically want to serve lamb at medium, no higher than medium, really. Usually medium, like closer to medium rare, but you know. And when it came to the chicken, because I don't want to overcook the chicken, the most important thing to do is get a thermometer, okay? Now, if you can afford the layers of bean can to get one, but if you got to stick it, man, it's worth it. Because you don't want to overcook your chicken, especially that chicken, which cuts like butter with a fork. You don't even need a knife. So, yeah, get like a thermometer. Get a thermometer you can use when you cook it for the chicken. I suggest, because that meat definitely has to hit a specific temperature to be safe, and that's 165 degrees. So use your thermometer when it comes to the chicken. I think they figured out the pork chicken, what was the word called? You had the pork chicken, or whatever. The farmers figured that out somehow. So pork used to be 165, and I still suggest to cook it at 165, but they've been more lenient to say you can cook it up to medium if it's a great quality. And you can trust the quality of Findlay Market because they know the people who are doing the pig. It probably was like a Charlotte's Web or something, you know. He had a best friend rat that went to the fair. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get quality at Findlay Market. It's worth it. It's worth it to spend to get familiar with the vendors, to understand what they do, because that's what quality is. Secret beef.
And for Carolyn, we got a question from Alicia Kintner, who you know very well. She says, how did you get into cooking such beautiful and healthy food?
Oh, well, you know, for one, something that Michael said, he said, I think I'm worth it, you know, my body, you know, so I'm willing to spend that extra, like some people will put a good shoe on their foot, you know. I feed myself well. But my mom used to fix us the most beautiful meals. And there was a big family. Our sandwiches would be cut in triangles and olive stuff through them on toothpicks and all that. And that's what she was able to do, because we weren't wealthy, but she could make our food look so pretty that we felt like we were. So it was just, you know, her attitude about food and presenting it to us, you know, and I kind of took it up. I love asking people at the grocery store why they're cooking a certain thing. So I learned a lot from individuals who are just out there shopping.
And Tansia, you were talking about asparagus, and it comes in more than green. What can you say about that?
Right now we have green asparagus and we have purple asparagus. That's the best part. You know, being able to shop local and eat from all these little tiny farmers around Ohio and Kentucky and Indiana. You get all these things that don't get to go to the big box stores because they're in such small quantities. And being able to shave that salad, shave the asparagus into a salad, or grill it on up so it turns green, it's like a magical vegetable.
That's amazing. And we just got a question. Karen is asking, Carolyn and Mike, what are your favorite dishes to cook? I know that's going to be a hard question.
I do this pasta dish that I do where I roast all my vegetables. Michael's going to say my quiche, because my quiche is what got me into business.
Her quiche is off the chain, you know. I just can't duplicate it. It's unduplicatable. There's something waiting for it.
And that's because there's a little secret spice that I won't say about it. But yeah, probably my quiche. I should go back to my quiche. I have people who buy them to give them as gifts.
Okay, and then we've got another question. This is for Chef Michael. Was the fish sliced open with the herbs inside or just grilled whole? How did you do it?
The fish was rubbed in a Baja fish mix from Connor Greens again. And we just scored it well. We scored it about 3 times. When scoring, I mean, I cut into the flesh a bit. Okay, cut into the flesh a bit. And then I olive oiled it with the cofinas. You know, it had the garlic in it, so I ain't had to use no fresh garlic. It had the garlic infused. And then I hit it with the spice, and I rubbed it in there. I made sure I massaged it into the meat so that it can, infuse, And then I grilled it on both sides. Maybe about like 10 to 12 minutes both sides.
So you didn't put any stuffing in it, but you could.
You could stuff it.
We didn't do that.
And if you do stuff anything, you have to figure it up to 165. Again, everything got to come to 165.
165 it is. And so now they're in the chat, there's this big discussion that what Carolyn really is known for is her salmon. So you got a reputation there.
Bang.
Oh my gosh. And everybody, I've got now 3 votes. So I think that's now 5 people voting on the salmon. Okay. Let's see. Last question. Actually, I think we have covered them all. So I think we're going to wrap it up, which is my opportunity to thank you all. Loved having, of course, all our donors with us and the public, but huge thanks to Carolyn, to Michael, to Tancia, to Polly, to Josh. Josh, made the evening, right? Thank you again, everyone, for what you do for the arts. It's tough now, and we appreciate all the help. Join us for the next Arts for Wellness. It's happening June 26th, and we are going to be at the new FC Cincinnati TQL Stadium, and we're doing yoga. So we're going to be like the first to do it on the Mercy Health Plaza. Sign up. We have sign up there at artswave.org/arts4wellness. And because it really wouldn't be relaxing and enjoyable if we didn't have one more number. So we're going to kick it back over to Josh to just end the evening. Thank you for joining us.